Hello everyone, welcome to Liam's Lifestyle. I'm your host Liam, aka Hemplar, and today I have another weekly update for you. This is again coming from the different room in my house, so you can see my Tolkien books and some nonfiction and other things behind me and plants. Hopefully the lighting's okay though. I'm not actually gonna even put I don't know, I don't think I'll put my outro or my intro in this one because it takes adding those two small things, not even like editing anything, adds so much more to the video, like takes so much more time, and I'm tired. I want this uploaded so it'll go up on Saturday morning. So just real quick, this week I read a lot less. I feel like I got really distracted by Halo, the competitive stuff. There was a super for the North American teams online tournament, which was kind of lame, but still fun to watch. My team ended up winning, which is cool. I'm an Optic Gaming fan. As far as Halo is concerned, I remember cheering for Optic Gaming back in 2014, which is the first event like I ever watched live. So that's kind of stuck since then, though they haven't always had a team since then. That's the only sport I watch, by the way, for people curious. I used to watch a lot of soccer. I used to watch some football and basketball and baseball growing up, and just whatever, you know. My voice is a little weird today, so hopefully I sound okay. But yeah, I played Halo, so I've played a decent amount of Halo this week too, Halo Infinite. I know that's not really what I typically talk about on my channel. I've done one review for Halo, a Halo book, Smoke and Shadow, one of my least popular videos, which is funny. And that was last year sometime, so I need to read another Halo book, Halo Renegade. It's actually staring at me over there. Speaking of reading books or not reading books, I haven't even started the buddy read this month so far, The Golden Key, which by the 3 authors already. I generally start pretty early on in the week, like month, so I can get ahead on it. But then I realized that like I haven't even gotten the reviews out for like, I think the June buddy read came out like in the late part of July, like that review, even though I finished it in June. And same with the July buddy read, that review hasn't come out. I haven't even recorded that one, you know. That one probably won't come out unless I decide to rearrange it. Won't come out for a while. So I'm really behind on my reviews. I need to record. I think it's a ridiculous number. I actually have it right here. Let's look. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 books that I've finished and will be reviewing. There's a couple other books I've finished and won't be doing reviews for that I haven't recorded, right? So there's already, I think, three, maybe 2 only even, but 3, I think, reviews recorded. I have so many to record. The next one I have to record is Dune Messiah. I read that in June, I think. Yeah, I read that in June, and I haven't recorded a review for it, so it'll probably be a pretty bare review. Yeah, I have Dune Messiah, The Door in the Winter, The Revenge of the Rose, and Rise of the Horde. I read those all in June, and then I get into the books that are in July, and then to the ones I read in August so far. So pretty ridiculous, honestly. But it is what it is. So this week though, I have like, so my niece and nephew are staying the night. I'm watching them for the weekend, my wife and I. So the room I normally record in is being used right now. But one of the books I did read this week was, I started Tales of the Old Unicorn. This is book 2 in the Thieves World, anthologies, shared world, sword and sorcery, ton of classic fantasy and sci-fi authors have written in this series. There's, I think, 8 original anthologies, and then maybe there's 9. And then I think they did 2 more. There's several novels that came out in the 80s written by different authors who contributed short stories who decided to do more with their characters. There is one novel, I think, that came out when it was rebooted in the aughts by Lynn Abbey, Sanctuary. I have that one. I'm a fan of Lynn Abbey. I wanted to read more Lynn Abbey. She is one of the editors for this. On the original versions, it just says edited by Robert Lynn Asprin. If you get the reprints, which I actually have a copy of this, the reprinted copy, but I didn't get it because it's in the other room. It'll also say it's edited by Lynn Abbey. They were married at the time, actually. They ended up getting divorced in the 90s, but yeah, so I'm a fan of Lynn Abbey. Lynn Abbey is still alive. Asprin's been dead for a while. But I've read the first 2 stories in this. I started the 3rd one, which is by Lynn Abbey, actually. The first one is by Philip Jose Farmer, which I've never read anything by him before. I really, really liked it, though. The second one is by David Drake, who I've never read anything by him either. and I really, really liked it as well. So the Lynn Abbey one's going great so far. So that one's great. The other books I have, I don't actually have physically with me. 3 I have physically, but they're in the other room and I forgot to get them. And then 1 I'm reading on Kindle. So the first one is The Symbol's Gift, also by Lynn Abbey. Is the 6th Nobles book in the Forgotten Realms novel. It's about the Symbol, one of the 7 sisters. I really, really like this one. It was fun to get to know the character of the Symbol. Lynn Abbey's characters are some of the best in my opinion. She really brings a sense of verisimilitude with her characters. I think some people would probably say her plot struggles because of that, but I think it's fine enough. It was something that was a little bit to get used to when I read the first novel I read by her, which was Nether Scroll, which was in 2020, I think. So, and then I finished Best of the Realms 2 by Ed Greenwood. It's a collection of Forgotten Realms short stories by Ed Greenwood, who is the creator of the Forgotten Realms. I talked to him in May. I've read, I think, 9 or 10 books by him now, and I started this one a while ago, like a long while ago. I made a video about this, actually, that one of the stories in there, one comes in, Unheralded Deserta, and it says the first Forgotten Realms story, and I was talking about whether it was more sword and sorcery or D&D, because it was actually written before Dungeons & Dragons, the game, was created. So that was pretty fun to finally finish that. I really enjoyed some of those. They're pretty cool, good Greenwood stuff. And then I'm currently listening to Crown of Fire, the 2nd of the Chandril saga, also by Ed Greenwood. So Lynn Abbey and Ed Greenwood have dominated this week for whatever reason. And so you'll see a little bit more of Abbey here in a minute, but I'm really enjoying it. I'm enjoying it a lot. I like Spellfire a lot. That review went up recently. And then the other book I'm currently reading is Ashes of Man. I got an e-arc for this off NetGalley, so which is pretty exciting. I got one for Kingdoms of Death. My review went up for that about 3 weeks before. No, actually, I finished it about 3 weeks before it was released. It came out about 10 days before the book came out. I don't know if Daw or Astra care about that stuff. I have no clue when the review for that will come out when I finish it. I'm about halfway through right now. I slowed down my pace a little bit for whatever reason. And then the books I got this week, so I got 2 by Lynn Abbey, so let me go over those real quick. I got Daughter of the Bright Moon. This is their first published novel. It's pretty typical late 70s sword and sorcery fare, as far as I'm aware. There are 3 novels, but they came out there's quite a distance between their releases. If I'm remembering correctly, the last one came out in the aughts. So, I don't hear great things about it, but I wanted to read it anyways. I actually like the cover. It's pretty interesting, I think. So, and then I got another one by Lynn Abbey. This is the first Ultima book. Came out in 91. I think there's 2 Ultima books. She wrote both of them. So the Forge of Virtue. I hear it's okay. I mean, it is a video game adaptation novel, which are generally pretty hit or miss. So most people probably say they're mostly misses, actually. So I'm looking forward to this one. I'm actually going to be reading this one with my brother. He was supposed to start it today, but I'm not sure if he did. So this will probably be the next book we talk about. We did come out with a video about discussing Rise of the Horde that came out on the 10th of August. So Forge of Virtue. I am looking forward to that. And then I got 3. Wow, my voice is failing me right now. I got 3 publications. I got Old Moon Quarterly. This is volume 1, the summer 2022 issue. It's really tiny. It doesn't even have anything on the spine. There's only 4 stories in here. This is a publication. This came out the last day of July or something. I have submitted a story actually for their 2nd issue. I mean, to be honest, I got a rejection this week as far as writing goes. I didn't get a ton of writing in this week. I did get some in, but not a ton. And I got 1 rejection. So that's what that is. I like the cover of it though. I think it's cool. I got Savage Realms issue 1 as well. I think there's only 4 stories in this too, but it is considerably thicker. Maybe. Not sure if I remember correctly. This one is supposed to be a monthly issue, but I think there's only 12 or 13. This first one came out in January 2021, so it hasn't been quite monthly. I have a story submitted to them too, and we'll see how that goes, of course, as well. And then Raquel, which I haven't submitted a story to, just to get that out of the way. I have written a story that I think I could potentially submit. It is a alternate history French Revolution story. but I don't know if there's any of that in here. But it's swashbuckling adventure. It's very close to sword and sorcery, but not quite sword and sorcery stuff, if I were to wager. It's the same guy who does this, also does Wingraph magazine, so which I already have their first issue. So those are the books I got this week. That's kind of what's going on. This week I a lot of stuff to do. This weekend will probably be really low on the reading since I'm watching my niece and nephew. My oldest daughter is 3. She'll be 4 next month, actually. And then I have my other daughter is 2. And then my niece is 2 months older than my youngest daughter, and then my nephew is 1. So it's quite a handful. It's a stinking handful. I'm exhausted right now. So yeah, that's what's going on right now. I hope y'all have a good week. I do plan on getting to something like I'm waiting on a lot of books. A lot of books haven't, not a lot. There's some books that just haven't come nearly as quickly as I would have thought. And then besides that, though, I am really looking forward to. I wish I could finish a lot of these books I'm in the middle of. Anyways, I'm really looking forward to Baden Hill whenever I get to that. So, be a nice short read, right? It's something that can keep your attention. That's something I mentioned before. But so the one thing I dislike about short stories, unless they really, really grab your attention right away and make it easy for the writing style, it's like reading a prologue over and over and over again, you know? Like, am I gonna like this book? Well, I don't know, just read 10 prologues to 10 different stories. But they're not just prologues. I mean prologue by in the sense of, does it grip you? You know, like, how do you get into the story? The stories themselves are complete, right? So they're not prologues, and they're short stories. But that's just me saying I don't get through things like magazines super quickly. I'll read one story here and there, which is why I don't review a lot of anthologies, actually, because I read some, but I don't read them very quickly. So anyways, it's been Liam with Liam's Lyceum, everyone. I will catch you next time.